Derrick Henry, he obviously is coming off a big game. He has had some big games against this team.
Yeah.
What's the key? Where do you guys need to get to put the brakes on?
Yeah, obviously everybody doing their job in the run game, being in their gaps, their assignments, and also, I mean, tackling him low. Coach preaches about hamstring tackling and also, team tackle. You know what I mean? We need hats on the ball, especially a guy against him.
You guys are always such a good tackling team. It doesn't seem like you've been at that level, where you want to be this year. Why do you think that is? What have you guys discovered watching the film?
It's just, just going back to our fundamentals and technique. We've been preaching about it. Obviously the past 2 games isn't where we want it to be, and it has been a little better this past week. And that's all you can ask for, getting better each and every week. And the guys have been, making a conscious effort in practice to make sure that, we're getting proper technique and placement.
Of course, you guys, I think it's fair to call you guys a veteran defense. You guys have been in this team for a couple of years. What have you learned about why this team has been so inconsistent on that side of the ball? You guys will have 3 and outs, and then you'll have 10, 11 play drives to the last. If you haven't really been consistent like you guys were.
Yeah, sometimes it's just poor execution, you know what I mean? On all phases, you know what I mean? Up front, we'll have a little breakdown or whatever, and or with the linebackers or the DBs. So, guys just got to really hone in on their jobs. And, we've been doing a good job with trying to hold each other accountable and making sure that everybody's paying attention, to those little details, in their jobs, and making sure we're all doing it so we can trust each other to go out there on Sundays.
Because maybe it's like this with most teams and good running backs, but if you don't stop him early, they're just going to run him 30 times. Is that the concern if you're not?
Definitely. Obviously their go-to is just handing it to 22. So we got to do a good job, from the start to finish. Just hammering out the run, because they're going to keep going to it. You know what I mean? And I mean that's their bread and butter. So we just got to make sure that we continue to out hit them.
How many running backs are like him?
It also seems like he's the guy that 3 yards, 4 yards, and then
yeah, he
40.
pops for like a big 40. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. We just got to consistently, own our jobs, know the details in our job and owning our technique and, winning our matchups up front.
How many running backs are like him where it seems like he gets stronger almost as the game?
Yeah, nobody's like him. He's, Derrick is on the level of his own.
You mentioned at the start of camp how tough it was to watch Titans Colts
on
the couch last week. Have you had this one circled for some time?
Yeah, the Titans, all of our division games are always circled, you know what I mean? They're big games, and you know what I mean? I'm obviously missing that second game. I feel like I let my team down for sure. And, I just got to come out, be prepared, and just be ready to rock on Sunday.
How difficult is it for guys like Tomoko and Ben to make an impact in the floor of the game when they're getting a handful of snaps?
Yeah, it's tough. You know what I mean? Going out there on third down and rotating, and not getting enough snaps. But you just got to stay prepared. You know what I mean? That's all I can say. It's hard rotating and not getting enough snaps and getting warm and stuff like that. So on the sideline, you got to make sure that your body's warm, ready to go whenever your number's called.
Is that a hard thing for you to tell somebody like Ben, considering that you've been like an 85% snap guy or something?
No, it's not hard. It's the cards that he's dealt. A lot of guys are dealt, and all I can say is, you got to master your craft, master your role. You know what I mean? Each individual, on the team needs to master the role to get to where we want to be.
DeForest, it's the biggest game because it's the next game, division game. But do you look at the history of teams going 0-3, how big a mountain that is to climb? Does that even enter into your preparation, or do you just approach this the cliche? It's
No, we just have to approach the week like we're 2-0. Yeah, it's a big game, but that's the mindset that we have to have. You know what I mean? You can't let this thing snowball, into going to 0-3, 0-4, 0-5 or whatever. We got the right guys, in the building to turn this thing around, and I know we can. And we just got to approach the week like we're 2-0.
First off of that, how important is it to also keep perspective that you guys haven't even played a conference opponent, and we always know that getting to the playoffs starts by winning the division, so you can almost start over. You have an opportunity right now this weekend to do just that.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, I look at it each and every week as a fresh start. You know what I mean? You get a because it doesn't matter what you did last week. It only matters what you do now, this week, each and every day to prepare for the game, and that's what we need to do coming in today.
Of course, does Carson play on Sunday?
That's over my head. That's not my job, sir.
You saw him walk away, though.
I know. He walked away, but that's not my job.
You mentioned how unique Henry is. How do you prepare for him during the week?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, the run game, you know, guys showing up where they need to be, you know, winning the matchups in the run game, and I'm obviously, you know, tackling him low. He's a big guy, but I mean, every man, no matter how big you are, you can't run without your legs.